Everybody actually took me for a surprise because I know I'm a little late. I had said I was going to go live between 6 and 6:30. Uh, of course, I know it's way after that. And then just now trying to go live, it wouldn't go live. So, Nibiru Freedom Fighter, thank you for joining me. Hello, how are you? I hope you're enjoying your day. My day is actually, I'm sweating to death. You know, Florida has central air, and the air conditioning is running, and I just came out of the shower, and it's that hot up in New York. Yeah, snowstorms that y'all had, but I love the snow, so I really do miss my winter. Today definitely in the 80s. It's extremely humid, and that's why I'm sweating. I'm actually in a room that we don't really use right now. So the vent, the fall, the spring, down here you don't get those seasons, and you definitely don't get the color that we get up north. But, I've said it 1,000 times. I am so far loving Florida. I really am. And after you guys had such a horrific winter, 80 degrees, you must, did you put air conditioning on? Because I would have. I would have. Up in Jersey, we just had, the ones that went into the window. And I'm telling you, the first day it hit 75, that air conditioner was in the window. Not to be personal, but when you reach a certain age, being a woman and menopause sets in, it's horrible, man. All I do is sweat. Yeah, you have to put it in. There's no reason in this day and age for me to be sweating like I am. It just makes no sense. So anyway, this room, we had the vent closed, and there was a ceiling fan. It was doing nothing, so I pushed the button. I tried to reverse it. Still didn't feel like the room was getting cool. I actually have a box fan behind me, and you probably hear it. Hello, NFFS Kratom Princess. I've never heard of you, so if you're new, thank you for stopping in. Welcome to Skies Above. I just subbed you. Thank you. I appreciate it. So I can't talk. So my channel is Skies Above. My name is Michelle. I've had a YouTube channel now for a little over 3 years. Never showed my face. I always did chemtrail videos. I did a few about our corrupt government. And for a long time I wanted to show my face and do live shows. But, self-esteem issues. You're very welcome. I love and support everyone. I just got on YouTube. Okay, so welcome to YouTube. Listen, I'm not really sure what subjects that you're interested in, but if you can give us a little information, I can direct you in a few channels that I follow and have really learned a lot from them. There's a lot of good channels on YouTube. There really are. And I'll tell you one, the newest one. Her name is Warrior Princess. Her name is Lois. And of course, I think she's in Louisiana. Oh, okay. So cool. So then you can help your wife. I would suggest Leak Project. That's funny. I would suggest Leak Project. Wayne Steiger. But I think when you search him, it's R, the letter R, Wayne Steiger. I also like Jeff Dougherty. He's the Christian whistleblower. You get some good stuff from all these people. And then there's Channel 27. That's Heidi Vandenberg. And, Jenny Moonstone, who has now her own channel and, like, overnight had over 1,000 subscribers. Trisha G. And what they do, excuse me, is Heidi does Vedic astrology. And, when I was younger, that was the only thing I ever read in the newspaper was my horoscope. And I used to joke and call it horror scoop. But these Vedic charts that Heidi reads, in my opinion, they seem to be extremely accurate. And Jenny does tarot cards, and I did bring mine once again. I only have I did not, again, I'm in a room we don't use. I only have the 22, they're called the Greater Arcana cards. In case anybody was interested, I would pull a card or two. But, there are just so many different subjects, so many really good channels. Do you know how I would love it? Please tell me how you would love it. I am subbed to Warrior Princess, and I had seen Warrior Princess probably in the chat room in other videos, and she was a guest on Wayne Steiger's show maybe 2 weeks ago. And when I heard this woman's story during the live stream, I went right over and subscribed. And it turns out that Warrior Princess and I have a lot in common. I don't run a food pantry, but her and I have been down a lot of very similar roads in our lives. And it's like, look at me now kind of stuff. And like, I know my channel's small, but if you look at some of my recent, the ones where I'm showing my face, I am subbed to Fairy Frequency, and she reads cards. Yeah, it's amazing. I think that these things are quite accurate. And also, I think our intuition is something that they've suppressed from us, from day one. They didn't want us to know how powerful we were or we are. But if you trust your gut, if you trust your intuition, I do think that they're very accurate. So I am still new at the tarot cards. I bought them, I think, in November. And, I just dabbled for, a little bit, trying to get to feel the cards, and the other day I was watching a show. It was a live show. And I pulled 3 cards for this person. And honestly, the cards were horrible. They were not good. And so I didn't say anything. I didn't even tell the person I had pulled cards because I didn't want to ruin their day. I didn't. And then last night, it took me 3 times. It was actually funny, but it wasn't funny at the time, but it's funny now. I attempted to go live, and nobody was there. And I was getting a really bad signal. So I attempted it again. Wait, let me read. I do believe my gut tells me when something is wrong. You're right. Oh, my Lord, get me started on dreams. Oh, so you're right up my alley. I'm not going to say a lot of dreams come true, but I can, name a few dreams that I had and shit happened after these dreams. And one was about my father passing. He was not in my life for many years. And I dreamt one night he, was like I was looking at him like this, and he's like, everything's gonna be okay, And then, like, actually, it was like 6 weeks later, I was at work and I got a phone call. Your father passed away last night. And immediately, I went back to that dream. And that was probably one of the first times that I can remember a dream, like, foreseeing the future, or telling me something ahead of time. Right, one was with my husband and I, was Ray. He said, yes, babe, it did happen. I wish I knew how to use it properly. You wish you knew how to use what properly? NFFS, Freedom Princess. Yeah, so I think we have to trust ourselves. And, again, the reason I never showed my face for 3 years was the self-esteem issues. Some of the channels I look at, these are young, beautiful women. They're in their early 30s. I'm 57, and again, self-esteem issues, okay? But once I actually did this, how to get in touch with, how to get with, how to channel your intuition. So, okay, I'm not an expert, but I think as you're going to sleep at night, maybe you should speak it out loud, maybe, but I don't know if you have to. But at least think about what you want your dream to be. Because if you say your intentions, we kind of touched on this a little bit last night, that voice, our speech, is a frequency. And because my voice is unique, like nobody else has my voice, I have self-esteem issues. Also had some trolls. I had somebody tell me a couple weeks ago that, oh my God, you sound like you just did, I don't know what he said, like an 8-ball of dope. And what pissed me off about that was, in a chat on another show, I had tweeted in a live chat that I was a recovered heroin addict. And I think that this particular person saw that tweet, chat message. And it definitely hurt my feelings. You have a raspy voice, but you know what? Like, raspy voices are very sexy, I think. I think they are. My voice, I always hated my voice. It just, I just didn't like my voice. I didn't like my nose. I didn't like my weight. I didn't like anything. The only thing I've ever really liked was the color of my hair. And I'm 57. I've never dyed it. You can't see, but I've got a lot of gray hair going on in here. I have to laugh. As always, I'm laughing at myself. And because I have to laugh at myself. I have to. Yeah, so recovering from coke. I understand cocaine addiction, and I'm not trying to belittle you in any way whatsoever. I just think that heroin was so much more physical. Thank you for telling me I'm beautiful. There was a time I could not accept that type of a compliment. And today, like, my self-esteem really has gotten better. Again, I look, like, doing this live, right after it's over, I go back And I do watch myself, and I'm like, you know, for 57, and for all this shit that I've done in my lifetime, I actually look pretty freaking good. Because I've seen a lot of women younger than me that look, you know, they're, you know, I don't want to be rude here, but there's people that are extremely overweight. Um, you know, they wear the wrong clothes for their body size. Not trying to be judgmental. I'm just, look, here's how I work. I don't sugarcoat nothing. I just talk. You know what I mean? And I just tell it like it is. So I'm not trying to offend anybody. You know, I'm just saying it like it is. I always thought I was fat. Always. Until I had my first child. This is funny. Because after my baby was born, 6 weeks later, I was in a bikini with my baby, and I was 30, no, I was 29 with my first baby. I felt so good because I was all that and then some. With a newborn baby, no stretch marks, look, you know what I mean? But that was at 29, and then at 31 I had my son. The same thing, lost all the weight, no stretch marks. I stayed thin for many years, and I was, right after my son was born, that's when the heroin addiction kicked in, and I fluctuated between 160 and 175. Now keep in mind, I'm 5'11", and I'm definitely a big boned girl. That's why I call myself, Amazon woman. But again, I just always felt like I was that beached whale, you know? Yeah, so at my age, 57, there's a couple of clothes that I have that I know are for younger kids, but I think they look good on me. Like the shirt I wore the other day with the buckles. Like, I like that shirt, you know? So you can, I don't know what I have on now, overalls. But there's shorts, right? So is it age appropriate? I don't know. But at least I don't look, in my opinion, I look okay, right? And yeah, so, and then doing this live stream stuff, I actually see my face, I hear my voice, and I'm like, what the hell? Like, you're not as bad as you thought you were. In fact, dummy, you actually have good stuff to say. Like, I should be doing this more often. And that was, you know, when I first started taking pictures of the sky, in the back of my head was always the plan, you know, well, of course I want a huge channel, but, you know, you take what you can get. And at this point, I'm not worried about the numbers. It's just, if during one of my live streams, if I help just one person, I've done, not my job, but, you know, then I feel good. I feel good that I've helped someone. 5'2". Right, so most people, when they guess my weight, well, actually, so what I weigh right now is about 162. In the past, so let me tell you a story. So after I got off the heroin, I got on methadone. And I don't want to push methadone, but if you're a heroin addict and you have tried everything and cannot get clean, I suggest you try the meth program. Except don't let them tell you you have to drink it for the rest of your life, because that's freaking bullshit. Dead GPK. Thank you for stopping by. I know you can't stay long. You know, it's up to you if you want to email me. I know personal stuff's going on. I would just like to know who, you know, and my, you know, deepest sympathies. That's all I'm gonna say. But thanks for stopping by, Dad. I'll talk to you know, I'll talk to you through email or something. Thanks. So anyway, the methadone, holy crap! When I got on, I was 170, and then I started to detox off of it by my choice, and in the past 3 years, I've lost like 30 pounds. So I weigh 162, but I'm 5'11", and most people think I weigh like 140. You know, no, you're overlooking the bone structure. You know, again, I'm a big woman. But self-esteem, and when your self-esteem isn't good, it sucks. It really does, because it keeps you from being all that you can be, you know, and you know, that's not fair to you, that, you know, talking to myself, that because I had bad self-esteem issues, I wouldn't show my face. And you know, I have to give credit to a couple of people. One is Unirock. He didn't say it personally to me, but you know, he made some comments about the channels that don't show their faces, blah 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 blah. You know, anyway, I'm now showing my face. The live shows I've done, I've gotten really, really personal. I'll tell you anything if you ask me. I've got nothing to hide. I've been down some really scary roads, ugly roads, but I'm here, and I'm proud to say I'm alive and well, and I'm happy. I moved from Patterson, New Jersey, down to Florida. I'm actually living with my brother in a 3-bedroom house. And life could, well, I guess it can always be better, but I've never been happier. That's a good way to say it. I've never been happier. And this is my coffee with cinnamon, if anyone was interested in what I'm sipping. Yeah, evening, my husband and I usually drink a little coffee. I started getting directed to pain pills. Yeah, Big Pharma, right? Here's what I say about Big Pharma, including that meth program I was on. They want us to be debilitated, and then they want you dead. Who needs to chill? Because I'm chill. I'm relaxed. You know, Billy Bass. How are you, Billy Bass? Yeah, so let's get out of the shower. My hair's still soaking wet. But at least I'm not sweating. Oh, Lord, it was so hot when I first came out of the shower. It was ridiculous. But Billy, who are you telling to chill? I don't understand that. And then you say, LOL, I am not. I'm missing something. I don't know, am I missing something? I must be missing something. So let's continue with my chatting away, shall we? So, alright, what am I missing from Billy Bass? About our self-esteem issues? You don't have to be sorry, I'm just not following like who you're telling to chill and why. What is it that we need to chill about? You know, I wish I could say I read minds, but that I don't do. You know, I've got pretty good intuition. You know what? I could pull a card right now and tell you what kind of day you're having, Billy Bates. You know, I'm just. No, you don't have to be sorry. I'm just confused as who was supposed to be chilling and what was said that we needed to chill from. So this is for Billy B's. Oh, lordy, lordy. The Fool, and it's reversed. So I'm going to show you. Wait, I can never see. So I picked the Fool. You see it? It's hard to show the cards. And I've seen a lot of channels where they hold up the card and you cannot see it. Unfortunately, when I picked it up, it was reversed. So it might not be bad. And again, I'm still new to this, so I have to go to my little notepad and tell you what the Fool means. Oh, and the Fool is the 22nd card. So, I think it's further up front. Yeah. So Billy B's, how are you doing today? Everything is lovely. Okay, so here's what the tarot card reversed, the Fool, means: negligent, absence, carelessness, leaking emotion, and vanity. Now, had it not been reversed, it means bereavement. And I didn't know what that meant. And it means unaccountable. The act or process of betrayal. Now, that's if it were not reversed. But because it was reversed, again, the meaning of the Fool says negligent, absence of, what did I write? Oh Lord, I can't even. Distribution, carelessness. So, you know, maybe, and I'm just gonna guess here that we all have self-esteem issues, and the only one who can fix that is self, you know? Yeah. You know what's funny is I had my cards read, oh Lord, 35 years ago, maybe longer, by a friend of a friend. And we went to this woman's house, and we all sat in the living room, and like, she spread out all the cards, like when you use the full deck. And unfortunately, Billy, did I say something to offend? Yeah, you know what? Like, don't just, I didn't see anything offensive. I didn't see anything that was said that was offensive. So let's just get over it, okay? Because there's no need to be sorry, you know what I mean? Like, we all have issues. And again, this is part of why I'm showing my face. It's starting to get dark. I should turn on the light. But this is another reason I'm showing my face, is because I do want to help people. I mean, damn it, if I can overcome the shit that I've overcome and be sitting here talking to you live on YouTube, you know, there's still hope for everyone, you know, because I've been in some really bad places in my life. Really, really bad. You know, overdosed, was technically dead, or, you know, whatever. Shouldn't be here. But I am here. And I'm here for a reason. And we're all here for a reason. You know, absolutely. But these tarot cards, so, like, they say that the royals and people in very high positions use astrology on a daily basis. I also think that's what wait. I have also, that's why I think people on YouTube, absolutely. And you know what, Princess, like, you can turn on some channels and you'll know right away that this channel is not for you. You know what I mean? You just know it is. But then you'll find other channels and you might hear, "Good evening, morning, folks. Nothing but rain." Now, see, Raymond, we just had a little bit of rain today. How are you? Thank you for stopping in. Yeah, it didn't rain too bad. Last night while I was live streaming, it rained, and then afterward, well, actually during my live stream, there was a really cool rainbow, which I captured in the live stream, and then after I ended it, I went out and I got some more pictures. Just had to lie down. Yeah, so, Raymond, it is pronounced Raymond, correct? So, what is it, 7:24. So usually by this time, my day is done. I used to get up like between 4 and 5 a.m. every day. I didn't go outside, I stayed in. Yeah, you know what, I didn't go out too much today. You know why? Because it was so friggin' humid. I don't do well in the heat. And when I first started the show, like, I was like sweating so badly. I have a bunch of tissues. Yes, Raymond, I just want to make sure I was saying it right. Thank you. But yeah, the humidity was so bad that I have a ceiling fan going. Obviously we have central air, and I have a box fan behind me. The room definitely has cooled off at 4 o'clock, because yesterday I was in the living room and, you know, dogs on my lap, my husband back and forth. So that's, you know, a big 3-bedroom house, and I got to pick a spot where to do my live shows. And this was originally the room I wanted to do it in. Unfortunately, because we're still dealing with the after effects of my brother's ex and her very serious OCD hoarding issues. This particular room I'm in has not been emptied out yet, but I did find a nice little corner in the room, and I don't know if you can see that picture, but I thought it was really cool. And I found, like, last night I had to hold my phone the whole time, which was funny. But I hooked it up so I don't have to hold the phone. I have 2 free hands. Again, we don't smoke in the house, but screw it, I'm smoking. Don't tell my brother. Anyway, you know, so you gotta love air conditioning, right? You have OCD. I had to teach myself to break the habit. Always checking the doors. You know what? Like, so I don't know that it's OCD, but like after I lock a door, I always check it to make sure it's locked. I don't do it 20 times. I just do it once to make sure it's locked and walk away. But I've actually my stepfather, and, you know, may he rest in peace, but he was a trip, man. He used to get out of the car, and he would lock the door, and then he would, like, pull the handle, and then he'd walk away from the car, and he'd go back, and he'd pull the handle again. So that was this was the start. And then he progressed to, after he did the door thing, now he started going to the tires. And let's just say that this was the tire. He would, like, put his hand as if he were checking the air pressure in the car. And I know it's not funny. It's not funny. But we were much younger, and we used to make fun of him. Like, you know, Steven, what are you checking the air in the tires for? And again, this was 30 years ago, you know. Yeah, I mean, we all have our little quirks. That's the right word, right? I'm very anal. I don't like cabinet doors left over. The toilet paper, it has to fold out instead of under. You know, it's just silly things like that. But before I moved down here, quirks. Yeah, everybody has them. That's what makes us human. That's what makes us so unique, is that as similar as we all may be, we're all different, you know, and to me, that's like the coolest thing about being here today in this world, because to me, like, life is friggin', it's a trip, but a trip in a good way. I forget what I was gonna say about her OCD. Oh, I know. So before we moved down here, I used to talk to this lady on the phone all the time, and she was constantly telling me how bad my brother was. He's this, he's that, he's this, he's that, blah, 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 blah. And she didn't think we were going to come down here. She didn't. And so I did move down here. And we were told about her hoarding issues. We were told leave everything behind. They had everything we could ever possibly need or want. You have a Can I laugh at that? Because a lot of men actually like feet, and listen, I don't like my feet. I don't usually wear open-toed shoes because I just don't like my feet, and you're not going to ever make me like my feet. It's not going to happen. So anyway, with her OCD hoarding issues, we left everything behind. Everything. The only thing I brought here was my cat. I figure it's okay as long as fetish doesn't cost me 2 cents. Oh, I don't know about sinning. You know what? We all make mistakes. And again, that's what makes you human. And you make mistakes, and you learn from those mistakes, and that's how we, that's how we grow. My opinion. My opinion. My husband has a do-it fetish. He knows. When my husband and I first met, he used to rub my feet every night. I mean, I wouldn't say it was a foot fetish. He was just a great man. And, oh, Lord, we've been together 21, maybe almost 22 years. We've been married since 2010. Yeah, you have to laugh. You do. You have to laugh at yourself. And, I'm not laughing at you to be cruel. I just, I do like to laugh. It's medicine, laughing. It's the best medicine ever, and it's free. Free, no money. You just laugh. you know? Um, and so I realize that I'm really smoking a lot tonight, and that I will apologize for. Um, because it probably doesn't look cool that I'm like lighting one after the other. I'm not sure why I'm smoking this much, but it takes me a lot, and I mean a lot, to get me upset. Yeah, you know what? I'm very passive. And I find my brother and I are so, so similar. Even though we hadn't seen each other in over 25 years, when I got down here. So what happened was, once I got down here, my husband came like a week later. And I would say within 14 days, my brother threw his girlfriend of almost 20 years, he threw her out. So the house, Jesus, the house, although they had warned me, it didn't really hit me until I was here about 5 days. And I was so overwhelmed with the condition of the house that I was very high anxiety, to say the least. Didn't know where to begin, because no matter where you looked, something had to be done. So we started with the kitchen, and I documented everything. Hold on. You're 47. I'm seen and done a lot. Being a former Air Force medic, I have seen things and things that were not meant to be. Now, see, I would like to know if you're, talking about good, you know, like, like good stuff, like alien stuff. 'Cause yeah, I do like that subject. UFOs, aliens, beings from another place. Yeah, I keep getting ding. I have seen objects in space. Well, I can tell you, and you can all think I'm crazy, that's okay, but I know I've been on a few ships. I call them my friends, my alien friends. And it's been since I'm very small. If you Google search, or whatever search you use, Wanacue, WANAQUE, Wanacue, New Jersey, UFO sightings, 1966 and 67. That's where my story begins. So, Raymond, you fight demons right in your dreams. Do you know how many times my husband has told me in the morning stuff that he saw, like, while I was dreaming? So there's a lot of channels on YouTube that say aliens are demons. I don't believe that for a moment, because the beings that I've been in contact with they're just not demons. They're not. However, I do believe in demons. Absolutely. Absolutely. Someone had to create something. Yeah, I mean, if you can imagine, then it's possible, right? So anything we can possibly imagine. Yeah, the $64 million question, where and who, where do they come from? Sometimes I wonder if it's us in the future coming back, and isn't there a movie? There's some movie about that, right? That's what I like about some of those science fiction movies. I do believe that they're showing us truth, um, you know? Um, and then, like the inner earth theory, um, there's a book, and actually on Sky, I gotta go, sorry, that's okay, Billy Bass. Thank you for stopping by. Enjoy your day, night. Hopefully I'll see you again. I am very new to doing this live stuff. And as I was going live, I saw that the Flying Turtle was on. And I didn't want to cut in. So I asked him. I'm doing a pretty damn good job. Thank you, Princess. I appreciate that. And I'm serious, because the best way for them to hide something. Exactly. Absolutely. They deny existence. Yeah, but there's too many people who have said the same things about their experiences. Now, do I believe some of this is military? Absolutely. 100%. I believe the military is involved with some of the so-called abductions. But every encounter I've ever had, except one, have all been pleasant. All of them. You know? Oops. I just lost. I wanted to read. Just listen to you make me think more about myself, like myself more. Don't like if you don't like me, who I am, and go kick rocks. Well, you see, that's just it, is you have to be you. If somebody doesn't like you, who cares? Not everybody is gonna like you, and that's okay. You know what, if you don't like me, but again, no disrespect intended, but if you don't like me and if you don't like what I'm saying, you don't have to come back. So when I started to do these live shows, my intent was to never really have a specific topic. I know some channels, they make this huge production before they go live. And I just wasn't going to do that because, one, I'm a little lazy, right? That's one. And I don't think it needs to be a big production to just sit here and chat about whatever. It's like the show Jerry Seinfeld. It was a show about nothing. Well, that's pretty much what my live streams are. It's about nothing. Yet, it seems like every time I go live, we cover like a lot of different topics. You know what I mean? So that is, is what I want. Again, I don't want it to be just about one specific. Being a former government employee, you are a soft target. I keep a low profile. I meant to say listen. I have done only one live stream so far. Exactly. Yeah, see, I saw Turtle was live, and the day before yesterday, I told Turtle I was going to go live last night because Turtle is in Japan, so it's already tomorrow for him. So if I had done my live stream at 11 a.m. or 12 noontime, he's asleep. And I did want him to join the chat because I like the Flying Turtle. And that's something I love about this technology, is that I can sit here somewhere near Tampa, Florida, in the comforts of my own home, and I'm talking to somebody from Buffalo, New York. When Flying Turtle's here, he's in Japan. Last night, I forget who it was. Jinx the cat, maybe? I could be wrong, but they were in Australia. So, just sitting in the privacy of your own home, and we're talking to people from all across the earth. You know, instantaneously. Is that the right word? You know, and he was saying that it was a chat competition. I agree. That's why I asked him early, like when I saw he was live. So I don't know if anybody saw it, but this morning I did put like an upcoming event that I would be going live between 6 and 6:30 p.m. I don't know if it went out, because keep in mind, you have to remember, I am not that tech savvy. And I did it through my tablet. Now my tablet, every time I try to go live, yeah, so Raymond, alright, let me say a couple things. So recently with Warrior Princess, I think it was her who told me to download the app Zoom. So I did. And it appears to be free. But she's saying, excuse me, that like if we wanted to get a group, you have to pay. Now, I'm not saying I have the money to do this, but if it's going to allow us to have 3-4 people at one time, where we can have I'm not sitting here by myself talking, we have a few people talking, I would love nothing more than to do that. So Raymond, do you have the tech know-how to do that? Because I don't know how to do that. Prophetic times. How do you see it again? I know I saw like you can join chats, but North Carolina, hi Ryan. I think you were in my show last night, weren't you? How are you? North Carolina, how was your weather today? We know that Buffalo, New York was in the 80s. Here, about 30 minutes from Tampa, definitely is in the 80s. Extremely humid. There's a meeting number and link. Right. In fact, one night with Trisha G, they had sent me the link. Unfortunately, it was like 10 o'clock at night, and I was in bed. My husband was laying next to me, and there was no way I could have joined in on a live stream under those conditions. For me to do live, yes ma'am, crazy rain and thunderstorms, chemtrails, really? I didn't see any chemtrails today. I did take a video. I think I uploaded it. In fact, I'm almost positive I uploaded it. And again, we didn't get much rain, but they're saying for like the next 10 days, we're supposed to get rain every day. I think I need to turn on the light, right? It's getting dark in here. And so you can see my face. So yeah, I know I've seen, just give me 1 minute. Let me flip this light on. See if it helps. I think that ought to be a little better, right? That's a little better anyway. Yeah, so, I have seen that before, where, you'll see the lower clouds, and then above that, you'll see either HAARP-looking shit, or the chemtrails. Yeah, but today I didn't see any chemtrails. I just saw, really low, the real big puffy clouds, And then above that was another layer, which to me looked like harp. I could be wrong. Little cotton ball looking ones. Um, you know. Anyway, you know, we were talking about live streaming, and I asked Flying Turtle, would he be upset if I went live? Because, you know, again, since doing these live streams, I've met some good people, and I've gotten definitely more subscribers, which I appreciate. And it's a great way for us to come together, and we all grow, right? We all help each other out. But he, Flying Turtle, I asked him how long was he going to be streaming for, and he said about 4 hours. Well, that would be 11 o'clock at night, and there's no way, there is no way I'm going to be live streaming 11 p.m. tonight. Now, there might be another night where I can rearrange my sleep schedule so I can be awake at 11 p.m. But usually, I'm going to pull my little pants down, or, sorry. Anyway, you know, I'm not saying I couldn't ever be up at 11 p.m., but, you know, usually my husband and I go to bed fairly early, and then we get up early. I think after a while the host gets burnt out and wants someone else to chat. That's okay. Yeah, well, see, that's why I would like, you know, to have just one other person, 2 people. I think 4. If we had 4 people on one show, because first of all, now you have 4 opinions, 4 different character, you know what I mean? Like 4 different people speaking and sharing their experiences, their opinions. You know, you're not just hearing me Babylon. And again, I think that if we were to get a small group and do a live show, that it would help all, not just our channels, but it would help people. You know what I mean? Because again, we're bringing more to the table than just one person talking. You know how I do use my hands. I do use my hands a lot. I don't know why. I think a lot of people say that's an Italian thing, and I'm not Italian. I think after a while, the his gets burned out. Nods happily. I could nod happily. Anyway, I do. I just, for no reason at all, laugh at myself because I'm a goofball sometimes. And so according to my timer here, 58 minutes and 58 seconds. 59 minutes. And I say this every time I'm live. I feel like I just started to chat. You know what I mean? Yeah, we are all goofballs, and that's the best way to be. Because if you don't have laughter in your life, in my opinion, you're gonna die. You're gonna die, you know? You have to laugh. And what's funny about Flying Turtle is when he does those, what is it, the coffee time videos. I don't know what app he and Rosie have downloaded. But when it changes their face and it gives them that big smile and then Rosie's laugh, so what happened about a month or so ago, yes, they're hysterical. And the first time I saw the coffee time vids, I don't know, maybe 2 months ago, I had just woken up, had my coffee, turn on YouTube, and I see the Flying Turtle coffee time. Like, I had been watching Flying Turtle chemtrail videos, but I'd not seen coffee time. Oh my Lord. I laughed so hard. Tears, literally tears were streaming down my face. My Skywatcher vid are the best. It shows me. It is the good. Yeah, I lost you. My Skywatcher vid are the best. It shows me as the good, kind, caring guy versus Raymond X, the crazy friend. Yeah, well, I mean, I can be very serious. Usually when I do my chemtrail videos, yeah, you know, I might laugh, but I'm usually angry when I see them freaking chemtrails being sprayed across my skies, because we all know they're chemtrails. I mean, you can't deny it anymore. We know they're chemtrails. We just don't know why they're spraying us. And they don't want to tell us why. So we're all guessing. And there's a lot of different opinions as to why. And then you have people that say, no, it's just a contrail. And what? So there's a video, I do not know the name of it. It's an older video where it's like experts in a courtroom, and they're telling this panel, you know, that chemtrails are real. And I know I shared it on Twitter this morning. I, again, do not remember the name of the video, but it's an older one. And so, again, my point is, we all know that chemtrails are not contrails. In fact, when I hear the word contrail, I feel like I'm being conned. You know what I mean? Who do you think you're kidding? So in this video I'm talking about, the gentleman says, in the winter, when you're walking down the street and you see your breath, when you turn back, does your breath follow you for the next 5 blocks? No. Well, so you're seeing a contrail, which we all know dissipates within seconds, is the same as the chemtrail. So, you know, and it's not ha-ha funny, but it is funny that you are literally, you know, they're trying to make people believe that these chemical trails, that they're being sprayed. And I've seen some pictures where, holy crap, I have never seen the skies where I live as bad as I've seen in some of these videos. Or just one particular photo where it looks like a tic-tac-toe board. I mean, that's insanity. And you're going to tell me it's a contrail? No. And then we know the chemicals that are being sprayed, right? We know them. They're not good for us, you know? So the question is, why? Why are you spraying? Now, something that I think makes a lot of sense is the food industry. Let's say Florida, for instance, used to be known for its oranges, right? New Jersey, the state I was born in, was the Garden State. When I was younger, I mean, like every half a mile was a little road stand where people were selling fruits and vegetables, because it was the Garden State, just like Florida was the orange capital of the United States. Well, Florida doesn't produce oranges anymore. That's it. It's done. They're gone. You know, so I wonder if it has to do with the food. Because keep in mind, if I control the food, I control you, right? And then somebody yesterday said something about taking the oxygen away from us. Well, now of course I can't remember the movie. It's with Arnold Schwarzenegger, where he goes to Mars, and there's a machine, and once he turns it on, Mars gets this beautiful atmosphere. But during the whole movie, people are living like they had to pay for the air. So could that be it? That they're going to, make us pay for the freaking air we breathe? Yeah, I've seen the movie too, but don't ask me the name of it right now. Yeah, you call them the waffle pattern because that's what it looks like. I mean, if anyone would just put their phone, you don't even have to turn it off. Just look up into their skies above once in a while, you would see something that you've not seen all your life. Especially for us older folks. The younger generation, they're growing up thinking that this is normal, and no, it's not normal. Total Recall, yes, thank you, Raymond. Total Recall. And I would bet, so here's my big bet. I always bet a nickel. That's as high as I'm gonna go. But I'd bet a nickel that Mars already has an atmosphere. I think there are human beings up there. And again, this is just going by some of the dreams I've had with my little alien encounters. There are some channels on YouTube. Yes, the moon base is on the dark side. I mean, there are so many stories about the moon. So even if we don't get the truth told to us at one time, with all the information that we've gathered over the last, I'll just go 5 years, we know there's stuff going on up there. I don't know. Why are they spraying our skies? Are they trying to protect us from something? Planet X, Nibiru. That was one of the dreams. I'll call it a dream, but it was no dream. This was my little friends showing me something. Something's... Ask your Heavenly Father through the Holy Spirit, and you will find out what He wants you to know. I ask that every night, actually. I ask... Well, alright, so let me finish. So this dream I have was, I'm on board a spaceship. I say, what, no windows? They open the windows, and it's pretty much like the beginning of the Star Trek, when the ship's flying through space and the stars are just whipping by. That's what I saw. But then I was shown, I will say, a computer screen, and coming up from, where's my hands? So I have to give, but I'm silly. I have to use props. So if this was the computer screen coming up this way, so what would be our horizon moving up was a big red planet. That's what I was shown. And that dream messed with me. And then a few months later, I have another dream. And it was what I believed to be our sun exploding. And so in that dream, I'm outside and I'm in the street, and the side of the street has the curb, and there were people outside. And when I saw the sun explode, you literally saw the flames heading in our direction. And I yelled, like, hit the deck. So I'm laying face down, I'm up against the curb, and I can feel the heat literally burning the skin off my back. And there was, I'll say white, but it was more like a grayish white smoke that was so thick, it was, overcoming my ability to breathe. So, I was preparing for my last breath, and I was okay with that. I'm not afraid of death. In fact, I look forward to what's next. However, as I was about to take my last breath, the sky cleared, and the air was the freshest air I'd ever breathed. The sky was the bluest blue I'd ever seen. And when I woke up from that dream really, really messed with me, because I have had dreams before that come true. And if this dream were to come true, we're fucked, right? Excuse my language. I'm actually trying tonight to not curse like I usually do. So I asked a professional, without giving her all the details about my ET experiences, how do you know when a dream is just a dream, or when a dream is something more than a dream? And of course she was no help. But I went home that night, and for the next several nights, I literally had dreams, which convinced me that this sun explosion was not a dream, something more. So, again, are the chemtrails trying to protect us from something? And if that's the case, why don't they just tell us? The famous movie, You Can't Handle the Truth. Baloney. We can so handle the truth. In fact, how about giving us a little bit of credit, and just telling us what the hell is, like, what are you doing? What are you doing? So anyway, I just saw a chat, and of course, so I was outside 2 days ago after I got soaked. This morning I could smell the fragrance of the rain. But in other words, going through a huge scene and being with people in a classroom environment, interpretation. Alright, so let me tell you about my dreams with people. A lot of nights I'm on a bus, and one night in particular, it was like, they looked like Russian women, or let me say it this way. They were dark-haired women, definitely not Americans. A couple holding children, and we were on a bus. And I've had many dreams where we're on a bus, or I'm on a train. And when I wake up from those dreams, I often wonder, was that, my ET thing, and they're just not letting me remember as much as I want to remember. One night that I was on a ship was staircase, and I was the only woman there. They were all men, and they were like sitting on the steps, And I'm not going to say zombie, but they were just, like in a daze. And it seemed like I was there to calm them down. Also had dreams of flying. Oh my God, I love my flying dreams. I absolutely do. I am walking and then I am lifted into the air and I can see the green ground below. Yes, Colin Matthews, hello, thank you for joining. So, the conversation we're having right now, I guess, is, it's chemtrails with the question, why are we being sprayed? With the possibilities, yes, you got a wrench, Colin, yes. And Raymond, I'll make sure you get one too. Yeah, because, I say it every time. When you get a wrench, doesn't it make you feel good? Right? Now, I've been really fortunate. I don't get too many trolls. And especially because I'm really new at doing this live streaming. But, we were meant to have this chat. You see, I believe everything happens for a reason, Raymond. Absolutely. No such thing as coincidence. Absolutely agree with you there. Absolutely 100%. And no, thank you. Seriously, thank you for, if you didn't come in, I might not have talked about half the stuff I'm talking about. You know what I mean? So, you were meant to be here for me also. And again, there's no such thing as coincidence. Nothing happens by chance. I don't believe that for a moment. And I have felt that way for a long, long time. The years that I spent addicted to drugs, I still felt all this. It's just I was so busy being addicted to heroin that there was no time to be there. Or I didn't even know who Michelle was. I had no idea. The only thing I knew about Michelle was this. I was not a dummy. I had a lot to give. But I was hooked on heroin and didn't know how to get off. And thankfully, in 2009, it was life or death, and I chose life. I chose life. And, I will probably say this in every one of my live streams, is that I love life. The house I'm living in is still not up to par. After being here 7 months, there's still a lot of work that needs to be done, but it is getting done. She's being extremely difficult. She's, Hold on, I want to read the chats. Just give me a minute, guys. Drugs are a ride, hard to jump off, but if the car gets hit, it's a wake-up call. My mom had to leave my apartment. I didn't put her out. She had to get a place of her own. During the 4 years she stayed with me. Whoops. During those 4 years, she did nothing. Drugs are a long, hard road. I never experienced that. Well, you're very fortunate to have not experienced drugs. My husband has never done drugs. Well, I'm lying. He drinks beer. In fact, he drinks 3 cans of beer every single day. Now, there was a time he used to drink more, and that was when I was doing heroin. Once I got clean, I wanted him to stop drinking. But my husband was born with a very rare condition. It's called Ehlers-Danlos. ERSDANLOS. And it is a lack of collagen in your skin. You see, I'm getting married this year. Well, there you go. You're getting married. So maybe you need to meet my best friend Chachi, because she said that she was going to get married this year. That was it. So maybe I need to introduce you to my best friend Chachi. She's up in New Jersey. And I just forgot what I was saying. Damn it. I forgot. Anybody know what I was just talking about? I don't know. Ehlers-Danlos. Thank you, Colin. So Ehlers-Danlos is a lack of collagen in his skin, and it affects his joints. So, like, when we go like this with our hand, my husband's hand, it hyperextends, and his thumb is different. And then here, I can't even see, but here, right here, is different on him. And then when he pulls his skin like this, it comes down like to here. So anyway, it's genetic. As he gets older, it gets worse. They want him to take Percocet, and he used to be on heavy duty shit, except he never really took it. He didn't like the way it made him feel. And because he had dealt with pain all his life, his medication are those 3 cans of beer a day. You know, do I want him to stop drinking beer? Yes. Can I make him stop drinking beer? Absolutely not. God has stupid human doing. Yeah, exactly, Colin. I mean, honestly, I would like to see my husband get medical marijuana. I would. Because the alcohol, alcohol affects every organ in your body. Every organ is affected. My dad contacted me yesterday. This is also important. I wish my dad were alive. My dad died at the age of 53, and my mom was 63 when she literally died in a hotel parking lot. She had a massive heart attack. So as soon as I got off the heroin, the first thing I did was go to a doctor. And I have heart issues. I have high blood pressure and a few other things not too good about with my heart. But that's the only medication I take, because I don't want to die from ignorance or stupidity. If the blood pressure medication, which I've been taking for 8 years, and my blood pressure is stabilized, it's good. If you watch the Prophecy Journals bits I posted, you can get a good idea of what God's doing. Okay, Raymond, I'll have to watch that. So the God subject. I am not a religious person. My mom. When I was 6. See, when you're 6, that's very young. My mother's mother died when my mom was only 4. Yeah, so hold, just give me 1 minute. I feel my dad's heart went with her. Of course it did, Yeah, so I lost my parents. They were quite young, in my opinion. And I'm, again, I'm 57, so if I had continued doing heroin, I probably wouldn't be here today, right? I know I wouldn't be here. I'd either be dead are in a freaking prison cell, and that's not my, that's not really any part of my story. Thankfully, prison is not part of my story. You know what I don't get about the chat, sleep apnea, morbidly obese, overweight, yeah, a basket case of problems, was healed of depression in November 2012. And you're 47 going on 17. And did I get my license plate? Okay, so, first of all, Raymond, here's what I think. I think the only person that can heal you is you. If you're obese, my suggestion is get a smaller plate, eat whatever you want, just eat small portions, exercise. I'm not saying go out there and, just, I agree we never die. But when this body, stops, we move on. However, if you know you're not doing all that you can do to stick around for a while, well, then you've got nobody to blame but self, right? Now, me personally, I do need to exercise. I do. Moving to Florida, I've exercised more here than I was doing up in Jersey. And I do feel good. I really, it's amazing. I've never felt better, actually. And there's something in the chat I wanted to respond to about feeling like, okay, so 47 going on 17. I'm 57, and I'm like a little kid in my heart. And I think that we all are. And what's funny about that is I was talking to my granddaughter before, and her uncle was in the background. And I was talking about some dolls and Mickey Mouse stuffed animals that are here. And I want to keep them. So, in the background, I hear him say, oh, you're a little kid. Yeah, yes, I am. In my heart, I'm a little kid. So, Colin, yes, I did get my license plate. Didn't you see me? Did you not see me rant yesterday about a $300 registration fee? I almost fell. Thank God I was sitting down. Thank you for telling me I look good. Yes, and welcome to sunny Florida. My brother has been here for 20 years. So, do the math. What's that, 98? Since 98. Prior to that, he was in North Carolina, and I lived in Virginia, and I lived in North Carolina for, a little while. I definitely preferred North Carolina over Virginia. In Virginia, they were very, very prejudiced. My best friend is black since I'm a little kid. So I was not raised to see difference, right? My husband's ex is black. My grandchildren from my husband are black and white. And then my daughter is with what they call up north a Jackson white. And if you don't know what that is, Google search it. It's actually a pretty interesting story of how these people got called Jackson's whites. They were like, the slaves to whatever he was, general or something, Jackson, who screwed a lot of the black women and wound up making babies that were half black, half white. They're called Jackson whites. Anyway, my daughter, they're not legally married, but they've been together several years. So my biological grandchildren are mixed. Anyway, Virginia was in 1991 or 2, they were still extremely prejudiced. And I don't play like that. So we didn't stay in Virginia too long. North Carolina, I absolutely loved North Carolina. But of course, I went back to New Jersey and picked up my heroin addiction, and for probably the next 15 years, on again, off again, you know, doing that crap. Anyway, so what happens is after you guys chat, it disappears for a while. Your ex-girlfriend is from North Carolina. Yeah, again, you're still trying to quit weed, but see, I don't have a problem with weed. When I smoked pot, it was extremely creative. I had a stack, you can't see, like this, of poetry. I used to play keyboards. In fact, we have a piano in the living room. I never learned how to read music, but I can play any song. You know, one finger, I can learn it. And then I just, especially a piano, I play by ear, and it's very therapeutic. So for me, smoking pot, and I also used to draw when I was stoned. And when I smoked pot, I used to cut my own hair. And now that I don't smoke pot, I won't cut. I always mess it up. So, I joke a lot and say I need to smoke some weed because I desperately need a haircut. And the last 2 times that I paid for a haircut, like, they screwed me up, you know. So, Colin, but can you read music? I can't read music. And I know I can learn. Video 47, concerto. You know, again, things that, oh, you put out 2 albums, Raymond? Okay, so, but, again, for me to play music, can't read music yet, but I can write. Cool. That's cool. Again, I think marijuana makes us creative. I learned yeah, I mean, I was 8 years old, and my aunt and uncle had an organ, and they gave it to me. And before that, I had this little thing, you know, keep in mind this was like 1965 and 6, and this little organ, a few little keys, and I used to play Mary Had a Little Lamb. I could play all your little Christmas songs, you know, one finger. And then when I turned 8, they gave me this nice organ. And my mom knew how to read music, but she never taught me. My brother can read music, and actually my brother, he's younger than me. I guess I influenced him. And it's funny because, back in the 80s, he and I used to smoke weed, and we'd be in the bedroom, and, you know, he'd be over here, I'd be over there, and we'd be fucking stoned off our asses, and he'd be playing his guitar, but he could play, like, with a pick, where I could just pluck, pluck, pluck. But, even though we were stoned, you know, sometimes when you're stoned, everything sounds good. But it really did sound good. And again, very, very therapeutic. So, in my personal opinion, if you're only smoking 2 joints a day, I'm not telling you don't stop if you want to, but I don't see where there's any issue with that whatsoever. You know, again, marijuana is a plant that the earth has given us, you know. That's the stuff we're supposed to be using, right? Not the crap they make in these frigging labs. Should record, or should record it. Yeah, well, we should have recorded it, but, and you know what? We actually may have recorded it, but again, I was like, you know, 18. No, I had to be older. Maybe 22 to 25. And he's 3 years younger than I. So we may have recorded it, but, you know, I don't remember. Mother Nature way of saying hi, right? It's funny. But listen, I know I have an addictive personality, right? However, I would have no problem smoking pot. It's just a choice I'm making at this time that I don't want to smoke pot. Because I like being, don't get me wrong, I used to love being stoned, right? When you're stoned, you're like, hey man, you know, like a Cheech and Chong movie, reality. But having no drugs in my system, I don't know, I just like this better, that's all. Doesn't mean that I won't smoke pot ever again. I may. I've seen some people on YouTube light up during live streams. And I just, you know, I find it funny. I don't know that if I were going to smoke weed, I would light up on a live stream. But, hey, you know, do what you got to do, right? Yes, I definitely approve marijuana. I'm still a hippie. I still wear my patchouli oil. In fact, when I left New Jersey, I had a pretty big bottle. And I'm getting low. Now, it'll still last probably another 6 to 8 months. And I've not even looked yet as to where to find my patchouli oil down here in Florida. So yeah, I'm still a hippie. And, you know, it's all good. Patchouli oil, if you don't know what it is, it's a very earthy smell. And, you either love it or you hate it. My husband hates it. My best friend hates it. And yet that's all I wear. So. And tonight, right, I just got out of the shower. And I said, well, to do a live stream, I didn't need to put my patchouli oil on. But it's, again, a very earthy, so that aromatherapy, you know, it just makes, I don't know, it makes me feel mellow and makes me feel good. Excuse me. Yeah, well, I got out of the shower right before I went live, and it's so humid out. I was like drenched in sweat, but it's nice and cool in here now, and the sun has gone down. Yeah, and you know, I can't believe I've been talking an hour and 39 minutes. And, you know, I've mentioned this more than once. I do like to talk. I do. What? Wait, did I miss something? Oh, the patchouli goes good with leather. Everything in my closet smells like patchouli oil. Everything. I can have a jacket that I've not worn in a year, and when I put it on, And again, I absolutely love it. Love it. You know, I do love it. We have a tree here, and don't ask me the name because it's not a tree that we had up in New Jersey. And recently the tree started to bloom. It's these little red flowery things. So I walked over to the tree the other day and I smelled it, and it didn't have a flowery smell. It actually smelled very earthy. And my brother told me the name of it this morning, and I just completely don't remember. Lavender. Yeah, I remember my grandma used to have like lavender. I don't remember what they were called. It was like a little pillow, but it was scented. So like lavender, and I also love lilac trees. Oh, that's so patchouli oil. Lilac trees are my all-time favorite. But whatever this tree is out back, again, is very earthy. Really, for me, because I don't like those flowery, girly smells. Get that cigarette going. White musk? You mean white musk? I like musk oil. You know, again, like all that earthy stuff. Yeah, there's like some women's perfumes that I used to wear. Yeah, I knew you meant musk. You see, I knew it. White musk. With the thumbs. White musk. Yes. I haven't seen musk in a while, actually. Yeah, you know what? So, who am I talking to now? Raymond. So you heard me talk about my ex, I'll call her my sister-in-law, although they were never married, having her OCD hoarding disorder. So this house, in 7 months, we have done so much, and yet there is still so much to be gone. And once the house is emptied, I will feel safe enough to start lighting the potpourri, like where you put it in a bowl with a candle. I love that. In fact, in my dresser drawer, I have 2 packages of incense. Excuse me. But, I mean, my bedroom is in good shape where I would feel comfortable with that. And I also have the little wooden piece where you stick the incense in, and then the ash falls in. But, well, the house is, it's not funny, Colin. The house is concrete, but my brother's ex literally has a disorder, a hoarding disorder. And although they warned me, I swear that I was not prepared. I thought I was prepared when I got here, but after about 4 days, it was like it hit me, and I was so overwhelmed because you didn't know where to begin. However, my ex-sister-in-law's grandchildren were here Saturday, and it was so nice to have the girls say, "Oh my God, look, there's a piano," because they hadn't been able to see the piano in the living room probably for 10 years. So when you walked in the front entrance, there's like a little brick wall, and then like you would walk into the living room, and there's a couch and a piano. The entire living room was just boxes and bags of, I'm not going to say garbage, because this lady has a lot of really good stuff. You see this picture behind me? I actually just hung this up because I thought it would make a nice background picture. So, did you kick? You know what? Thank goodness there's no rodents because, yeah, bad hoarder. Like, really bad. And she doesn't acknowledge her problem. She doesn't. She blames everything on my brother. It's all my brother's fault why she started buying all this junk. The clothing that this woman has, actually, I'm wearing it all. Again, they told me come here with nothing. I came with the clothes on my back and just a couple of shirts, a couple pair of shoes. I left everything. Everything I owned was left behind. So then when I got here, she starts offering me stuff. And the stuff she was giving me was straight up garbage. The good stuff, right, like this, she won't give away. But yet she doesn't use it. There are clothes, well, they're not there anymore, but in my bedroom, you couldn't have put one more hanger in there. And just recently, I emptied out the closet, and there were clothes that still had the price tags on them. I mean, I get it's a sickness, I get it, but she doesn't acknowledge it. She doesn't, it's like her brain, for some reason, that door in her brain is locked. You're right. You're right. You should have seen the bedroom. The first night I got here, I came before my husband, so I came with my cat. And every room, the only way you could get through the entire house was literally a pathway, this big. And I'm not joking. The bathroom, so if this was the sink, right? The garbage was this high. And it was just empty shampoo bottles, empty medication bottles, bottles of medication that were still full. And I'm talking about heavy duty medication. Heavy shit. Right? The kitchen, the stove top, you couldn't even see it. You opened the refrigerator, you could not have fit this. You couldn't have fit this. Apparently, with this disorder, she has no organizational skills whatsoever. Now, the kitchen has been cleaned. That was the first room I cleaned, was the kitchen. And there's no rhyme or reason as to where she has things. And in one drawer, it's not even funny, there's knives, there's like those bread twisty ties, there's tape. Oh, what? There was something else. Like, oh, and jewelry. Jewelry. So, like, no rhyme or reason for where things are. You know, I could flip the camera right now and show you. And it's not that I'm embarrassed. I'm not. I actually feel sorry for the woman. I do. However, I thought I'd be able to help her, and you can't help somebody that doesn't realize they've got a problem. You just can't. So the only thing I could do was, back off. And then, so keep in mind, I've been here 7 months. I have tried to be nice to this woman, and yet, so she saw me wearing, not this necklace, but another one last week. And she claimed it was a $4,000 necklace. I ripped it off my neck. Like, and I know that was wrong, but I ripped it off. And I told her, get the fuck out of here, right? Get the fuck out. So she calls the police. She's like, you're going to fucking jail, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, the police come. We bring them into the house, and we showed them. We showed them what we've done, and then we showed them the 2 rooms that haven't been touched yet. And obviously I didn't go to jail that day. You know, and again, it's sad. It's sad. A couple of months ago, I swear, I was like, there's no such thing as mental illness. It's all BS. But after seeing this woman, no. She definitely has, you know, mental health issues. But again, if she cannot comprehend her disorder, so let me just say something. As I light yet another cigarette, I'm sorry, guys. After my brother threw her out, her daughter was here, and her daughter wrote up a piece of paper which stated, you have 90 days to get all your shit out of here. And then there was something else she needed to do with, it has something to do with the house. And it is now 7 months later. Her stuff is still here. My brother has been nothing but generous and nice. And I just completely forgot what I was going to say. You know, but like, time's up already. You know what I mean? It's time to empty out the rest of this stuff. We have donated stuff where my brother works. He's the boss, and he has a lot of young women. You should stick 2, 3 cigarettes. I know I'm smoking a lot. I'm sorry. I don't know why. You know, maybe why? Because I'm hungry. Again, this is like the time of day where I'm not going to sleep, but I'm usually laying in bed. I've already eaten dinner. So I think I'm smoking because I'm probably hungry. You know what I mean? And speaking of Cheetos, you should have seen the amount of food that we threw away. So it's the year 2018. I found food that was dated 2010. You're joking. You're allowed to joke. Look, you see me laughing. Joke. Feel free to joke. Listen, when I'm here doing this kind of stuff, we have to laugh, because what I'm talking about right now happens to be really serious shit, you know? My brother has a beautiful 3-bedroom home, and this woman has destroyed it, you know? And you know how we were saying before that everything happens for a reason and there's no such thing as coincidence? Well, I did not ask my brother if I could come live with him. I just, after I got off the methadone, I wanted out of New Jersey. And my brother said, come here, I have 3 bedrooms. So that's how I wound up here. But I believe that deep inside, it was his way, without maybe he not even realizing that he was getting me down here because he needed help. And he didn't even realize it. You know what I mean? So I'm helping him. He's helped me tremendously. And my husband, if you've seen, I already like it better in Florida, Raymond. Oh my Lord, I love it here. I absolutely love it. The people are so much nicer. Oh yeah, there's no more going back to Jersey for me. No way. But my husband has done so much work around here. It's ridiculous, you know. My brother doesn't ask me for any rent. I'm not paying him anything. But what I do is I take my SSI check and I supply the food, and my husband has been doing all the fixing up. That was on the same skies. He left his family in Scotland to start fresh. Yeah. So, you know, as I'm getting older, I wanted to be near my family. I hadn't seen my brother in close to 25 years. So, hold on. Yes. Yeah, I'll be done in a few minutes. Yeah, because it's almost 2 hours. So this is the longest live stream I've done. But my husband's funny. Anyway, again, I lost my train of thought. My husband's done a lot of work, a lot. I know what I'm saying. So, we don't pay him any rent, but my husband, with his money, buys stuff that's needed, like gutters and whatever, fixing up stuff that needs to be fixed. The yard, complete transformation. Isn't that crazy? The neighbors, like every time they drive by or when they see my husband, you know, they're like, thumbs up, wow, look, you know, the house is looking good. And so again, nothing was coincidence of how we got here. It was all meant to be. Now the ex-sister-in-law is not happy, but she has no one to blame but herself. Yeah, let me flash my no muscles. I have no muscles. I used to be really proud of my muscles. Yeah, so you know what? Maybe I better end this, huh? I do need to eat, and as I'm about to light, I'll light my last cigarette. We're at 1:57. So when we hit the 2 hour mark, then we'll call it quits for the night. But I'm skinny but toned. Yeah. I used to go with a guy who was really skinny. However, it was like he was like muscular. It was weird because, again, in clothing he looked very thin, but when he took off his shirt, he was, I guess, toned is the right word. Yeah. Hey, Colin, may I ask how old you are? You might have already said. I'm just curious. I see, like in the analytics, that most of the people who watch me are basically my age group. Oh, my Lord, Colin, you're a baby. You're 38. That's funny. Yeah, I'm 57. And again, that's, you know, part of the reason I didn't want to show my face, because you feel 20. Well, I feel like I'm 15 sometimes. In the morning, yeah, Raymond, I remember you're 47. In the morning, sometimes I feel like, you know, I'm 100. But once I get up and start moving, up in here, I always feel young, you know, and that's saying young at heart. You know, it's true. As long as you keep up here young and stay as active as you can. Yeah, 18 to 44. Yeah, mine is like, I think it's like, I don't know, it's like the 40s to 50s group, which is cool, you know, because us older folk are awake. And I also like that the younger kids, I shouldn't have said that word, kids. The younger children are also awake. And that's nice to see. So, I read I hit 2 hours. Holy crap. And you know my coffee is ice cold, right? Funny woman. Funny. Alright guys, I'm gonna stop. What time is it anyway? Oh Lord, it's 8:52. And let me tell you my evening schedule. At 8 o'clock, I watch Andy Griffith from 8 to 9. And then at 9 o'clock, I go and I watch the cartoon Arthur. So talking about being a kid, I love Arthur. Roseanne's on. I have not seen that, and I've not seen the X-Files. But my brother keeps telling me to push the Amazon Fire Sticks. So Friday I'm going to make a video with my brother talking, and we're going to show you what the Amazon Fire Stick does. What my brother does is he buys them brand new in the box. And the term I hear people using is called jailbroke. I don't like that word. What my brother does is he's got some secret recipe where he builds your Fire Stick. Have I seen season 10 for what? The X-Files, if that's what you're talking about, no. But because I have an Amazon Fire Stick, I can watch all that stuff. So hopefully Friday I'm going to make a video with my brother. I'm not trying to be a salesperson here, but this Amazon Fire Stick, what happens is first of all, you eliminate your cable bill. You've got to keep internet. You have to. But X-Files, no, I have not. So one of these days I'm going to have to binge it, because I heard that there's a lot of truths being shown in this new, right, because they brought it back. So I definitely want to see it. 202-2456. Alright guys, I am going to go. Seriously. I do appreciate you hanging out with me for 2 hours. Holy crap. But I do, see, this is what I enjoy. I just like to chat. Again, nothing in particular. But X-Files, man, I know they did, but you see, I think the Mandela effect is real. I think that CERN somehow, some way messed with our timelines, right? Or else AI, who's controlling the internet, is fucking with everybody, right? But yeah, I believe in the Mandela effect. I have my own personal story. I'm going to save that for next time though, because I really do have to. I just keep on chatting. Lego Looney Tunes, Kit Kat. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Legos. I could never build anything other than just like a tower. So, alright guys, thank you very much, really. I appreciate that you came and hung out with me for all this time. It is a pleasure. It really is my pleasure to be doing this. And if I can just ask one favor, could you just hit the thumbs up for me? Just hit the like button, because that really does help. And you can share my videos. I would appreciate it. Again, I'm not looking for 1 million followers, but I am trying to grow my channel a little bit, and I'm looking for some tech savvy people who could, help me out a bit. Anyway, this is Skies Above, also known as Michelle. Thank you, Colin. Thank you, Raymond. I think you're the only two that are hanging out with me at this point. I know that there were a few other people earlier, but, and Raymond, I won't forget, you'll get your wrench. When I'm done, I'm going to have to go eat something, but either tonight or tomorrow, you'll have your wrench, and then you can, feel good, because you'll get your wrench. Alright? So, doing these, to keep talking. Doing these live streams, honestly, I would like to do one every day. I would. So let's see what happens tomorrow. If I do go live tomorrow, it'll probably be earlier in the daytime. And if I do go live and I go earlier during the day, I'll tell you why then. But thank you for joining me. Now you're going to see my finger because I have to hit the off button. And I will see you next time, okay? Thank you guys, really. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And I love everybody. Thanks. And look, my big finger. So, bye for now, my babe. Name it. Name it what? Already done. I am subscribed. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. An all-nighter. Yeah, I can do an all-dayer because I sleep at night. Okay. Attack of the finger. As I'm for real. 206-29-230-31. Bye, guys. Thank you very much. And enjoy your... So, Colin, I think it's different hours for you. So enjoy your day or night, wherever we're at. And I'll see y'all probably tomorrow. Thank you.